San Jose, California, home of the suddenly hot San Jose State Spartans. The defending champs are in the house. Mikey Keene and the Bulldogs are roaring again this year. Chevin Cordero and the Spartans have won 3 straight, and the battle for the Valley Trophy and a lot more. College football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Fresno State at 8-1. The Spartans a game under 500, and in the Mountain West, this is an enormous game. Fresno State at 4-1. They keep winning. They're in the championship game. But San Jose State now has peaked their head above 500 in the conference, and this should be a fun night. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz, along with Aaron Taylor, Brandon Baylor. We'll have more on the race to the Mountain West championship game in a moment. Fresno State, so good. Champions last year and playing like it again this year. But suddenly San Jose State, who was 1-5, has won their last 3. They have a lot to play for.
Well, Rich, on this level, this is exactly what you want, is meaningful games in November. And they've done it with the resurgence of the run game. They were 3-0 going into that bye week. They're as healthy as they've been. The Spartans feel extremely confident tonight.
Nationally, I think this guy is just underrated. Jeff Tedford's had a great career, whether it's at Cal or at Fresno State. I mean, look at this. They've won 17 of their last 18 games. He's been there 4 years, 3 championship games, and 2 titles. And this year he's doing it through the air and the ground with Malik Sherrod.
Yeah, Malik Sherrod didn't start the year as a starting running back, but he's certainly become the go-to guy. Coming off a career-high 132 yards against Boise State, Rich. He's responsible for 63% of the team's rushing yards, which leads the Mountain West Conference.
Yeah, and on special teams, this kind of broke the back of Boise State. Not only did he do it catching passes and running from scrimmage, but he went 95 yards with a kickoff return. Brent Brennan has done a wonderful job here. 1-5. Their early schedule was incredibly tough. And you know what's turned it around? Not the throwing game, but the run game. And these 2 running backs, Kyrie Robinson and Quali Conley.
Yeah, shocker what happens when you go back to physicality in the run game. You start to win, and Kyrie Robinson coming off a season high of his own with 146 rush yards a week ago. This kid has scored a touchdown in every single game this season, and he's complemented by Quali Conley. How well these 2 do tonight will go a long way to determine what happens not only here, but maybe in the conference championship.
And they said this place should be sold out. The crowd is still coming in. It's a great rivalry, and it goes back a long way, San Jose State and Fresno State. Now, we talked about the Mountain West title game and the road to it. With more on that, we welcome in Brandon Baylor. Hi, Brandon.
What's going on, Rich? I tell you what, we're definitely in for a good one. You mentioned there when we're talking about that Mountain West Conference game, these 2 teams have a shot, especially for Fresno State. If they continue to trend the same way we've seen them the past couple of weeks, you can book their ticket to Vegas. For San Jose State, they need to win out. If that happens, that means they have the tiebreakers against UNLV as well as Fresno State with a win tonight. We had a chance to speak to both coaches, of course. Jeff Tedford mentioned that, hey, look, his guys have been dialed in. When it comes to Brent Brennan, they don't look at the remainder of the schedule, and that's not the case because they're focused on Fresno State. They know that this has the makings of their biggest game of the year, Rich.
Hey, you know what? I think to simplify that, whoever wins this game, whether it's Jeff Tedford or Brent Brennan, it puts them in a real good position, especially Fresno State. Ready to roll. Fresno won the toss, deferred. They'll get it in the second half. San Jose State will receive Dylan Lynch with the kick, and a fair catch called for and made by Jabari Bates. And away we go in what should be a really entertaining game. Papa John.